Good morning, good day, good evening. Wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is, I'd like to use this opportunity to warmly welcome you to this, the first of a series of training videos put out by Benchmark Quality Management Solutions Limited, entitled Breakthrough Food Safety Management Systems. However, before we move on, I'd like to take a minute just to introduce myself. I am Velton Gooden, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Benchmark Quality Management Solutions Limited. I have over 30 years of food industry experience. I'm a certified food scientist, and I'm a registered safe quality food contract auditor with the Safe Quality Food Institute. I'm also a certified management consultant with Exemplar Global certification. Today, we'd like to talk to you about food safety. The aim of this training video and the ones that will follow is to show you how we can take you from the foundation, the fundamentals of food safety, all the way through to being able to document and implement a certifiable food safety management system. So whether it is that you're interested in implementing a GMP system, or perhaps a HACCP system, or SQF system, maybe you're interested in putting in a global gap system or FSSC 22000 system. Whatever the food safety management system that you're interested in implementing, you have come to the right place. In today's video though, we'd like to start at the very foundation. And often, industry experts are agreed that a good manufacturing practice-based system really is the foundation of a credible and indeed a certifiable food safety management system. So, friends, what really is GMP? Well, as the acronym suggests, GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices, and it really speaks to the set of conditions which must obtain, which must be in place at a food production facility to ensure that safe food is produced. GMP was first promulgated by the Codex Alimentarius, or Food Code, which is a subsidiary of the WHO or FAO, which are themselves affiliate of the United Nations. And it really speaks to a set of protocols or guidelines that must be in place, as we have said before, to produce safe food and therefore be able to ensure that the consuming public is protected. We are going to tell you about some of the aspects which make up a good manufacturing practice system. So one of the guidelines speak to the establishment of the facility itself, the layout of that facility. So in a food manufacturing facility, there are different steps to obtain a finished product. First, you have the receival of the raw material that is then stored. Maybe you combine the raw materials in certain way to produce an in-process product. Then finally, the finished product is made, it is stored and then shipped. Now, all these steps from raw material receival all the way through to finished product storage and shipping must be laid out in a certain way so as to prevent or at least to minimize cross-contact or cross-contamination. Also, the facility has to be made up of certain types of materials. The floor, the wall, the ceiling has to be made up of material that is easily washable and sanitizable. And there are many more aspects to infrastructure and design of a food safety facility, or a facility that is made to food safety standard that we'll get into. But today, another aspect that we could highlight in good manufacturing practice is a matter of training. You know, friends, it is often said that it is not companies that succeed, but people who do. And therefore, at the heart, at the focus, at the center of a credible food manufacturing system, which is producing food safe food, are the people. And these people, therefore, they have to be trained and they have to operate in a space when they're handling and producing food so that they themselves do not become a source of contamination for that food. And so their hygiene practices. We're talking about things like hand washing or perhaps the personal protective equipment that they wear. These all have to be at a certain standard so as to minimize contaminating the food in any way. The training records, the material that is they're being trained from, the records that are kept, are all designed to ensure that each player within a food manufacturing facility, whether that person be the CEO or just a floor level person, is properly trained and is competent to handle food. Chemicals are sometimes used in food manufacturing facilities. And again, GMP has requirements for how chemicals are handled and controlled. These must be in an area that they are secure, that they are locked away, and only qualified people, persons who are suitably trained and knowledgeable, have access to these storage facilities so that the chemicals are stored, the area is ventilated, also that the chemicals are dispensed by qualified people. If mixing is required, that they're mixed by people who have been suitably trained, competent, and they are dispatched to only the areas where they can be used as dictated by the manufacturing instructions. Pests are everywhere, and therefore we have to ensure that they are precluded from a food manufacturing facility so that they do not contaminate the food that we consume. And so one of the requirements of a good manufacturing practice system is that a suitable pesticide management program has to be in place. And so this speaks to the type of chemicals that are used as the pesticides and rodenticides, that the person who is a pesticide applicator is suitably trained, that there is a rotation of these pesticides and rodenticides, that they're stored properly, that the different bait stations are properly numbered and are set up in a suitable way, and that they're being monitored, and that there is an analysis of the records that are being kept. And these are just a few of the aspects of a suitable pesticide management system under GMP program. And then there is a matter of preventive maintenance of the equipment that is used to produce food. These equipment have to be made up of certain types of material. Often this is stainless steel. Why? Because the equipment may not in any way contribute to the contamination of the food. You know, rust and the possibility of the equipment falling off into the food cannot be under a proper preventive maintenance program. And so the equipment have to be serviced at a predetermined frequency. the moving parts such as the bearings, the belts that make up this equipment, they have to be changed at a frequency so that it minimizes downtime, and more importantly from a food safety perspective, that these parts from these equipment don't fall into the food. Also, the equipment have to be designed in certain ways so that they minimize the possibility of food lodging into the crevices or corner of the equipment and invariably end up contaminating the food. There are other aspects of a GMP program too that we can talk about. For example, the waste management system. In every food production facility, wastes are generated. And some of these wastes are organic waste, they may be packaging material, and even the chemicals themselves, these have to be disposed of in suitable ways. And so it would be entirely inappropriate for chemical waste to be poured down the sink into the normal waste drains or distribution system. And therefore, a proper waste management program has to be in place so that the possibility of contaminating the soil or the external environment is minimized. These are just some of the aspects of a credible GMP program. And so what we intend to do is over a series of video to break it down step by step and take you through all that is needed to bring you from a foundation level all the way through to a documented, implemented, certifiable food safety management system. And these will be covered, as said, in a series of videos that will run throughout 2021. But we also want to tell you about our exciting other training opportunities with Benchmark Quality Management Solutions Limited. Throughout 2021, we will be doing a number of specialized training beginning next month in the month of February 2021. In fact, the title of the training that we will have in 2021 is Safe Handling and Production of Produce. We'll be covering a number of topics such as how to minimize waste, produce loss, or wastage, maturity indices of different types of fruits, vegetable, and root crop, so that you can know what to look for when you're receiving these produce into your facility. We'll also be covering how to preserve the quality of fresh produce during storage, how to minimize significant produce damage due to transportation, how to sanitize in a way that prevent food contamination during preparation of fresh produce, and also how to extend the shelf life of fresh produce. So the question is, how do you register for one of these specialized training? Well, you can make your registration through our contact telephone number. And the number is 876-927-5888. Or perhaps maybe you want to contact us through our email contact. And that is info@benchmarkqms.com. So friends, whether it is that you are a food retailer, maybe you operate a supermarket, or maybe you operate a greengrocery, or maybe you operate a commissary at one of our famous Jamaican hotels. Wherever you are within the food industry, especially if you are in the business of producing or preparing produce, this is the course for you. So call us, email us. We'll make sure that we have a space specially reserved for you. So friends, before you go, remember to like our video and to subscribe so that you never miss out on another opportunity to get the information that you need to break through to the next level of food safety management. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.